CFR Network, CFR Sports, 1 on Prime, Video 1, MORAES versus Johnson number 2. Massive card. Debuting on Prime in the USA. And as per 160, this delivered most depth cards. Two matches, I guess, on there. Maybe wasn't the best of sorts. Still entertaining. But let's start from the opening catch weight. Louis Erie Lapicus moving up in weight to take on Sebastian Kadestam. 57 seconds of the first round. Yeah. Oh, and Herb Dean was on this one as well. Herb Dean was refereeing this. He had a pretty good showing, I would say. Destruction. Sebastian looked very, very good. I expected Yuri to have a better showing than he did. It was a very quick and excellent way to start off the card on Prime. So quick. Let's see. 57 seconds. I think you should just go back and watch the clip. Jumping knees, taken down, got back up real quick, uppercut KO, and then goes out and calls Roberto Soldic and says, "Look, I'm more than happy to welcome you into one championship. Let's do it." Another catch weight. Oh, let's highlight this as well. Let's highlight this. So the hydration tests and the weighing in wasn't the best on this card at all. It it's confusing of sorts in regards to how. I mean, we know that okay, they've got to weigh a certain weight, but for the hydration, how does anybody know what the hydration they're supposed to be making? I mean, to say these numbers and clearly they're individual to each person and stuff, but it could mean anything. So yeah, we had a lot of missed weights and all that. Iron Man got taken off because he refused to give a test or sample, hydration sample. So yeah, that was a bit of a disappointment, especially because he's a a flagship fighter as well. Catchweight bite, catchweight bout even. Japan taking on China. I think this was a bad decision judge-wise. Hirata versus Lin. Herb Dean again. Lin mixed up the striking very, very well. Hirata was very passive, very, very passive. Good movement in and out, but not really doing anything. Looking just to counter. Went for the takedown. Lin popped back up. Second takedown attempt. Was able to drag her down, but again, Lin popped up. I would give that round to Lin. Second round, Lin was chewing Hirata's leg up. Visible damage at this point. Takedown attempts by Hirata. In control, the center, very active. Finished with the takedown via Kimura and landed on top Hirata. So, she did end round 2 looking pretty good, obviously in top position. I still gave that round to Lin. Third round, Hirata got the takedown. Lin reversed, back to the feet, scored a knockdown. And was very active. As I say, Lin was very active. I was very impressed with her performance. For some strange reason, the judge gave the bout and the decision to Ishikai Hirata. congratulations. I don't think you did enough, but the record says another thing. Catchweight Muay Thai, Australia taking on the United Kingdom. Amber Kitchen taking on Deandra Martin. Amber AK-47. Let's not forget her moniker as well. Let's see. Amber came out very strong, and I would say won the first round. Deandra just took over the remaining of the rounds. I think Amber coming off a long, I think it was 2 years since she last fought. I think the events and the overall thing, she just gassed herself out in that first round and slowed down as the dramatic, not yeah, slowed down dramatically because her footwork was pretty good. Um, and Deandra Martin, she got the unanimous decision and calls out Killer B. I think that's a rematch that she lost. So that wasn't it was exciting, not as sharp and as technical as the women fighters on within one, especially within Muay Thai or kickboxing. Wasn't the most technical, but Deandra did her thing, man. Congratulations to her. Super leg flyweight Muay Thai World Grand Prix semi-finals. What can you say? The Muay Thai it really was the highlight for these two cards. Some real good stuff was going on. Um, Elbow knockdown. Walter popped back up like Anna Nutton. Ref didn't see it, didn't count it as a knockdown, didn't give him the standing eight. And then um, super leg just did another stepping elbow, and Walter just could not regain his composure and get up. Um, one 1 minute 35 seconds into the first round. So impressive that 50K was given. That was excellent. Excellent performance. Expected what Walter was looking good as well. Don't get it twisted. He was looking very sharp, diving, dipping in and out. In essence, lasted just over half a round, but those two elbows, something else. Something else. Heavyweights, this martial arts, Amir Al Kabari, Maru Cirilli, Italy, Aran. Second round TKO. So really was grabbing the fence a lot. Mia was fighting very, very, very intelligently. Another fight Herb Dean was refereeing. Once he got it to the ground, forget about it. Forget about it. It was a very dominant ground position, ground and pound. He had him in a crucifix position, bust his face all open. I thought he was going to potentially stop that in that first round. So congratulations for Maru to at least get past the first the first round. And he came out in the second round. Both of them looked kind of tired, but Cirilli landed some good shots. And Mia did his thing, world-class wrestler, and got it to the ground. Did the old school ground and pound, and that was it. That was it. Dance was done. Congratulations, excellent victory. Heavyweights staying in the heavyweights. Marcus Almeida took on Kirill Krishenko. Real quick. And Marcus Almeida, Bushida, Bush. I can't remember. Sorry. Quick day in the office, quote unquote. Krill's dangerous as well. But once he shot in for that takedown, then pulled guard, grabbed his leg, heel hook, game's over. As he was falling down, he was tapping. Um, perfect submission. Round one. Um, very emotional, obviously at the ends, based upon his coach and longtime friend was murdered a few weeks ago. Um, Speech about that, not nice to see that raw emotion around such a tragic event. But he did his friend proud, he did himself proud, and very interested to see. Let's not talk about no title fights or nothing yet. Let's give him another two matches, and then if we can finish people that quickly, get continuously, then of course a title should be deserving. Uh, where are we at now? Where are we at now? Flyweight Muay Thai semi-finals. Second round, devastating head kick, KO. Sebas just couldn't get started, man. He just couldn't get started at all. Poor guy, man, because I think he was supposed to be fighting Rotang and trained obviously his whole camp for a total different fighter, and that happened. So it was very unfortunate. Joshua One will, sort him out and give him another good matchup for his return after his medical suspension. Bantamweight Muay Thai World Championship, Nongado, uh, Gayan Gadu. Yeah, I think that was close. First round, TKO. Liam Harrison's tough. Came out. He wasn't playing about at all. Um, Started off very, very well, but he just got lit up with some nasty low kicks. First round TKO, he could not get up after he got hit twice consecutively in the back of the knee area with some hard leg kicks, man. I guess the nerve must have given out or something. He couldn't get up. And Nongo spoke very well, very good English for his interview with the Dragon. I've never heard him speak English before, so excellent. That if you've learned it that this quick, or do you already know English but we wanted to keep that mystique, and I think it was excellent. He clearly understood exactly what the questions were and responded very well. Champ status right there, man. Very good performance. Pity that Liam wasn't able to give us another war and a potential comeback upset like he did in this last fight. Main event, rematch. Adriano Moraes taking on Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. Brazil taking on USA. Fourth round. Knockout. DJ did his thing. He fought so intelligent. Competitive first round. Um, DJ was so in the flow state and in the moment. He was putting his hands behind his back and all that. Morris did catch the kick, a high kick. Major. Let's point out, which is obvious, there is a huge size difference. It's amazing that he makes the weight that he makes flyweight, because they look like they're in two different flipping divisions, man. I always say this when you see, especially Mighty Mouse and him in there. Um, Took him down, wholly for elbows from both gentlemen, but DJ was very active off the bottom, cut the champ in the first round off his back. Second, head kick wobble DJ. DJ went for a takedown, failed unfortunately. And Moraes had top control. So I would say he won that second round. I would give the first round to DJ. Third round, DJ took over the round totally. Pure diverse striking. And again, give that third round to DJ. Fourth round comes. Moraes seemed to slow down around the 3 minute mark. Um, hit DJ with a nice stepping elbow. DJ overhand, yeah, the overhand staggered Adriano, and it was almost like it was in slow motion the way DJ was reacting because he was kind of like following him into the cage, thinking, okay, when his head gets to this point, this is when I'm gonna launch the vicious knee, and yeah, vicious flying knee knocked him clean out, perfect precision right on the jaw, um, side of the jaw. Clean out, walk off KO. They have to do a part three. They have to do a part three. Run that back. You could stretch it out and give DJ somebody else first, but because of the longevity of Adriano, I think we should definitely run that back. Needs to be done. But they're 2-2, so it's a rubber match, and then you could even do at a fourth match. Mm, best out of three kind of thing. Yeah, very entertaining, very uh upset, very much an upset for most because I kind of thought as well as many did that Adriana's just too big and he's going to be able to take DJ out. But excellent game plan. You put in that work. Congratulations. He had that 26-pound huge crowning jewel. He's got how many damn UFC belts, and now he's got the one Grand Prix belt in platinum or silver, and the gold, and that looks like it's 24 karat gold as well because it's yellow as hell. Congratulations, thanks to one, all of the fighters, all of the staff. Excellent event. Cannot wait for the next event. And saying that, they advertised quite a few, even all the way up until December. Also, let me mention before I wrap this up, we had a new addition to the broadcast team, an American fella. I can't remember his name. He did a pretty good job. I think he could have spoke a little bit more at times, but I guess it was his first event and stuff. Altogether, another 10 out of 10. One always delivers. Um, yeah, trustfully, the US fans who don't even know and maybe just stumbled across this, they're gonna be impressed, and those should definitely go back and start looking at the historical fights. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and what do you think? Immediate rematch, and what's next for Nong? Oh.